You want to know something? Something crazy? Life still throws punches. Bad news doesn't stop. Loss doesn't skip you. Pain doesn't check your sobriety date before it shows up. But what's crazy is I'm not defenseless anymore. Now, I pause. I breathe. I talk to someone instead of isolating. I sit in the feeling instead of trying to escape it, because I know where my old solutions lead. And I'm not going back there, even on a bad day. Does that mean I never mess up? Not even close. I still drift. I still get selfish, still afraid, still human. But falling off track isn't the same as going back to where I started. Now I know the way back. I call someone, I tell the truth, I do the right thing, and I keep it going. Self-will is sneakier. It doesn't crash through the door, it whispers, "You've got this. You don't need help anymore." That's usually when I stop growing, right before I start slipping. So I try not to take myself too damn seriously. Because the moment I start believing I'm cured, I'm superior, or untouchable, I'm already in trouble. Today, I don't need to control everything. I don't need to win every battle. I just need to stay teachable. Life can still knock me down, but it doesn't keep me down anymore.
Montana Society! I can't believe I'm saying it out loud. Episode 89. Seems like an appropriate time to take a look back at how far we've come. To recap, in 2018, Dean buys a bunker. In 2019, construction and filming starts. We focused on cleaning up the outside, which included tearing down a nuclear chicken coop, bringing in 2 giant shipping containers, landscaping the outdoor front, and upgrading the septic system. In 2020, we excavated that big old concrete dome and cut a giant hole in it, building some stairs and the outdoor sunroom. In 2021, well, we cut 4 more holes in the concrete dome. We built a mudroom, did finishing work in the sunroom, made some art, and a custom chandelier. 2022, that was focused on electrical, framing, and interior work. In 2023, we did the flooring in the sunroom, added the giant outdoor patio, and some more finishing touches. In 2024, we did the flooring inside of the bunker, the custom ceilings inside the bunker, and finishing touches on the living spaces. Now, it's 2025 and we're ready to host our first group. And who better than 50 people in recovery? Now, all that's cool. And I mean, if you think about it, it's really cool. But that's not the cool part. That's not really why we did it the way we did it. Why did we do it this way? It was for the people.
For a lot of my life, I was just so spoiled, dude. Like, I didn't realize how entitled and spoiled I was, and the things I had were kind of just given to me. So now that I have to provide them for myself, it's hard to go from being all your life not having to work that hard to get them to literally having to go to full time. Like, this is grown up shit. So the adjustment for that has been very difficult for me, and I'm still trying to kind of find that rhythm. My thing is, like, it's so hard for me to stay focused, and like there's a million different reasons I can give you for why that is. You know, I can hide behind ADHD and all that kind of thing, but most of it is just my upbringing. Like, I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and when I put in like all this hard work and stuff, then I kind of want to be like, well, I deserve a vacation, or I deserve, you know, and I need to buckle down and just keep going with what I'm doing. You know, I keep kind of getting off that way. Because it's like, whether it's a drink or a drug, I want to change the way I feel with anything, you know? And that, like, a vacation changes the way I feel. That's the problem. Dude, before I went to Montana, all I wanted to do was like get up, drink, smoke, find a girl, watch TV. Like, there was no, like, this house isn't finished, but like staying in the house and barely going out was like okay for me. Like, I didn't know anything about myself back then. and it's cool now to actually know a lot more about myself. I really enjoy that aspect.
In March of 2023, I overdosed. And my daughter wound up having to perform CPR on me to keep me alive until EMS got there with Narcan. You know, when they had the incident at Florida State 2 weeks ago, you know, she called me and we went and picked her up, and when my wife did, I had to work. So she brought her home, and I sat down and talked to her for about an hour. I was like, you know, you've had to experience a lot of bad things, and being 20 years old, you've experienced a lot, you know, and you're strong enough to handle it, you know. I hate that we couldn't have been closer to her, but she's a good kid. I mean, and I was just comforted her and told her, you know, we're there, I'm here. And the cool thing is, like, I was able to be present for all that now. You know, 2 years ago, there's no telling if I'd have been even answering my phone or, you know, so it's cool to be present, you know, because in the depths of my addiction, I wasn't present. I worried about myself. I mean, I was a dad, I took care and did what I needed to do, but I put myself first, period, over everything.
You know, an experience like that, like going and being in a bunker for, you know, 3 months, working, you kind of like have a really powerful experience, and then you take that back to the same culture you were a part of when you left. And there's a concept that says culture eats ideology for lunch. What that means is you can have an amazing experience, be introduced to a new ideology that you really believe in, but when you go back to the same culture you're in, that culture will swallow that experience up. And that's what happens to a lot of guys. Like Harrison is one person who left the bunker and went to a sober living. That was a really smart choice. And you can see that he has maintained his recovery since then.
I think it just showed me what a good mentor can do, and someone that's gonna call you on your BS can be very, very helpful for people. And that's what I try and, you know, do now. And it's a little different, obviously, in my role, but, you know, I can only persuade or guide someone into treatment. Can't make anyone go. But I think being around someone that calls you on your BS can, you know, and it works for you, I think sometimes that can be a good stepping stone for other individuals that are kind of on the fence about whether they're going to go to treatment or not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you're doing intake, right?
Yeah, I'm doing admissions, so, you know, doing pre-assessments before someone comes in to do their intake, you know, finding out, you know, their criteria and if they would qualify for, you know, our level of care, or they would need a higher level of care first, and, you know, kind of running their insurance or going over self-pay options. And if it's not something that would work with us, then try and get them at least somewhere that would be appropriate.
When I'm dealing with, you know, dentist appointments and, you know, giving people rides and going to the DMV, and I'm thinking about, man, I just want to get back to work. You know, I hate this part of life. I want to get back to work. I'm peaceful at work, very peaceful at work. You know, I would do it for free. I do it for free for myself, for projects here at my place. You know, I just enjoy doing it. And it seems like I'm just a workaholic. But I would think workaholics kind of do it for money or do it to get away from something else. Yeah, baby, I am a little bit of a workaholic now that I think about it. But I just enjoy the peace of getting things done and working with my hands.
I didn't realize how much of a control, if you'd asked me in Montana how much of a control freak I was, I would have told you you were crazy. Like, yeah, there's certain things that I need to, but now I get it. Like, I really am a control freak. So giving it to God and knowing that I'm not in charge is the biggest thing for me.
I wanted to see Montana to begin with, and I thought, what better way than go to experience something like that and work on yourself and just straighten back up, you know. My circle at home was all just friends that I grew up with, and we all had just started getting a little too wild. So I just needed to get away and reset. Yeah. So that was the decision.
What is my greatest challenge in the past 5 years? I guess staying with the process, staying with the size of the project. I mean, this thing, I'm only out here for the summers. I've got generally unskilled labor. Plus, I'm focusing working on them and doing some fun stuff and my regular job. So, you know, they're long, busy days, and it questioned my faith at times. You know, why am I doing this? Why am I really making a difference?
I'd say being the cameraman during the summer at first was pretty scary because obviously I was by far the youngest person there, and almost trying to get them to take me serious in that regard, because it's kind of hard to open up when you're in front of a camera and really express how you're feeling about stuff without making it seem forced. So I feel like at first a lot of the conversations and interviews almost felt forced because there was no initial respect shared between us. But I think as the trip went on, I think they started to really open up and they started to really share. But it was an exciting thing. I think being able to kind of capture that and have that freedom, or more like telling my own story but also their own story, it was kind of cool that I had the ability to capture that.
Well, it certainly taught me a lot about patience. You know, you can't if you walk away from that at all, you're gonna be more patient. It taught me how that I can be peaceful in almost any situation. I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud to say that, yeah, I went out there for 6 summers and worked hard and helped others and did all the right things. Didn't like it a lot. I let people know I didn't like it very much. But it was good for my soul. You know, I'm glad I did it. I'm proud of doing it. You know, I'm glad it's over. I would do it again under different circumstances. You know, because being uncomfortable, hardship, it builds character every time. You know, so yeah, I'm definitely proud of the fact that I did it. But I am glad it's over.